The Monday Morning Marketing Podcast is brought to you by Esther of IPA Group, bringing premier online promotion to your business.
And Melanie of Stomp Social Media Training, who empowers business owners to manage social media and marketing for themselves. And we're back with another episode of the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast. Today we're talking about good, fast, or cheap. Pick two. Okay, so this is something that comes up a lot, especially in the realms of marketing and especially in the realms of design for marketing. So the concept here is that if you want something to be good and cheap, it's going to be slow. You can't have it fast. If you want something to be good and fast, it'll probably end up being poor quality. If you want something fast and cheap, it's definitely going to be poor quality because it's not going to be like they're not going to be able to spend the time doing it or maybe have the expertise to do it.
Or fast and cheap could be inconsistent rather than just poor quality.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you're trying to do things, and now I'm talking directly to marketers and designers, graphic designers, web designers, if you're trying to do things for your clients quickly, cheaply, and well, it's not sustainable. You are going to burn out. It is going to be so hard to keep that up because you're going to want to put your best work into everything, but to do that quickly, you're not going to be able to do it cheaply because of all your knowledge. And if you do sell it off cheaply, then will people actually realize just how good you are?
And the other thing is, if somebody can do it fast and do it well, you're not going to pay cheaply for it because you can't. They're only good and fast because they're so damn good at it. So
yeah, because they have all the knowledge.
Yep.
You need it quickly, so you're going to pay a premium for it. Okay, so if you think about it, like if you're one of these people who are asking your graphic designer or your social media manager to throw this up immediately, it's not going to be the best quality. Or they're going to charge you an arm and a leg because they maybe have their time set aside for something else. Okay, so we're coming back here to the expectations that we set for our customers and for ourselves as well. This is part of the expectation. So if somebody comes to you and says, oh, I need, in our case, I need a website next week. Okay, totally possible, but it'll either be not up to our standards, or if it fits within your budget.
You wouldn't do it, would you? You wouldn't do it because it's your brand that's out there.
Yeah.
So
exactly,
there are people out there who could do a quick job for you, but if they don't have a discerning enough or strong enough personal or business brand, they'll just whack it up there for you and get it done. But if they've got a good plethora of excellent recommendations and testimonials and been established for a number of years, if they did that for you, they'd lose credibility.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, okay, let's give an example outside of the marketing realm.
Yeah.
So think about it. If you're building a house, the foundations that you never see when you're in the house probably take longer to put in, to make sure that they're solid, to make sure they're dry before they build the walls around it, probably take longer to do than the actual building of the walls. So if you put that into the context of your marketing, this strategy, the plan, the terms, what's it called? Brain freeze. When you're building up your buyer personas, all of that stuff that your customers will never see, all of that stuff will take a longer time to do. When you hire a social media manager and you just like, oh, I only want these things done, that's not all that they will do for you.
It depends on who you approach, isn't it? I mean, again, if you're going to a virtual assistant, they tend to be really, really good at certain things. Like social media managers.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are some people who are well recognized as being excellent social media managers and ads, and other people who are really, really good social media managers and content creationists.
Yeah.
So it's fundamentally understanding the most important thing for you to do. Now, we could be speaking here to people who are looking to get social media managers, and we could also be speaking to people who are actually social media managers. But trying to be all things to everyone,
Yeah.
it's just not sustainable, and
It's not. And
you're miserable as well.
yeah, yeah, you're miserable, your client's miserable, and it's not a fun time because even you were saying there about content creators, not all content creators make images. So just because you create the content doesn't mean you create the image to go with the content.
Agreed.
Or the video to go with the content. It might just be the text or the blurb that goes with the content. So you might need to really sit down, you do really need to sit down when you are starting a new project. And this goes for web, it goes for even writing for a newspaper. What do you want to get across to the person who will be interviewing you for the newspaper? What do you want them to write about? What homework do you need to do to send to your web designer to say, I like this page, this page, this page. Can you do something similar? Okay. So when you're like, no matter what you're doing in business, if you're making a piece of jewelry, if you're making a candle, you're not just going to throw all the stuff together and hope for the best. You have a plan. You have a description of what you want to achieve. You have a process that you follow that your customer at the end of the day will never probably see or realize the number of hours that go into it. So when you're pricing things up, you need to take all of that into consideration.
And I think that's why planning is so important, and strategy. Because if you want to make things more affordable for yourself and find good quality people who can help you achieve your end result, your outcomes that you're looking for, then planning well ahead, so that, because people pay for the urgency of stuff, don't they?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So if you can plan well ahead, it then means that you can put in more of the work needed to make whatever you're looking to be resolved, fixed, worked out, cheaper. So like websites, for instance.
Yeah.
If you can go up to your website developer with all the copy, with the sitemap, with a good dose of the images, and then literally all they need to do is bring it all together and improve the customer experience. But 9 times out of 10, we rock up and we're not entirely sure what we're looking for in a website. And so they have to come back with numerous ideations of the and that all takes time and money.
Or if you rock up and say, I need this website tomorrow, then it'll be done on a template that thousands or if not millions of other people also have the same. So your website will look and feel exactly the same as so many others, which then detracts from your business and detracts from what you're trying to do and trying to get across. Because if somebody lands on your site and goes, oh, but I was here the other day, thinking it was somebody else's site, then, you're not going to stand out. You're not going to have that je ne sais quoi, you're not going to have that something special, that little extra that you would have got by spending more. I'm not saying it has to be a lot more.
No. But I think as marketers, we also want to be seen as fast and good as well. We want to attract 2 different types of clients. We want the good and cheap ones and the fast and good ones, because the good and cheap ones are the lead magnets and the people who go on their email list and that sort of stuff, who you build a relationship with and you get to know over a period of time. And then the fast and good ones, so we want to be seen as the fast and good ones by people who need our products or services now.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you have training ready to go.
Yes.
But that training has taken you years.
Yes.
So that wasn't fast for you. It'll be fast for them to get, but they'll have to pay for your knowledge.
Yeah. Especially if they want to come out with as much knowledge as they would like, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, even like putting it again in another perspective, if you think about renting a house or buying a house and you want it fast and cheap and in a good location,
Yeah, you're
where
not going to
comes
get
to mind? No,
Yeah, you're not going to
because
get
if you
good
want to
location.
be, no, you're not, because if you want city centre location, you're going to pay the high prices.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be small. If you want the countryside, then you're going to have issues with commuting or with internet or with, numerous other things. So when you think about that, why should you be looking for good, fast and cheap in your business? Why should you be delivering good, fast and cheap in your business?
Well, I think the only time that there was ever be something like that is maybe if you're quiet work-wise, and then you become a unicorn. And the downside to becoming a unicorn then is you could potentially get an awful lot of work from referrals and, oh, this was amazing, great experience. But then you can't keep it, you can't maintain it.
No, because you get like too many clients at the one time, and then you get burnt out and you get, and everybody always feels that there are so many people in their industry that they're competing against. But at the end of the day, you make yourself and your business unique. So find something that makes you stand out, find something that nobody else has, and people will pay for that.
You just need to be situationally aware and have a sense of what people are looking for. And I do honestly think if you can pick two of good, fast and cheap, I think you're well on your way.
Yeah, definitely. So think about it, guys. Which way would you want to go? Good and fast and cheap? The other one?
Honestly, really?
My brain, it's Monday morning. So what way do you want your business to grow? How do you want people to know you? Do you want people to go, oh, she'll do a really quick job. Won't be that great in quality, but really quick and really cheap. Do you want that? Or do you want to be known as, you might have to wait 3 weeks for it, but it will be amazing?
Yeah.
Just leaving you with that little question. That's it for today, guys. We'll be back next week with more Monday Morning Marketing. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye, guys.